Hello, hello, hello. Hope you guys are having a great week. It is a week I'm gonna be trying to eat well because last week I ate way too much. Yesterday was my birthday, so my wife took me out to a nice meal and we kind of laughed at each other and said we don't need to be in a place this classy. But it was gosh, I think that's my last meal. Take my weight very seriously. So are we ready with everything to move on now?
We are, Wade. Thank you. You are live. You can go ahead and get started. Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, guys, today I'm going to be talking to you about bank verification, the importance of it. I mean, that's probably the number one reason that a file does not get funded is because it goes through the bank verification process and we discover things that we didn't know before. So I'm going to quickly show you a couple slides about that. And let me get this done right here. As you guys know, every week I want to just talk to you about the benefits of our Bank Breezy platform, and I'm going to do it again this week. Our marketing partnership between Bank Breezy and David Allen Capital is phenomenal. As you know, we got a 100% online process. It's getting better and better and better. We've had some great files come in just in the last 48 hours, a lot of them. We appreciate your hard work. We are providing the number one success tool needed by every small business person, and that is working capital. We pay commissions on a daily basis. Your requirements are to go out and tell folks about this opportunity, spread the word. When you start going out and doing mass recruiting for the RX card, you're going to find that a lot of those are already talking to us about, hey, tell me a little bit more about the funding. So that is going to be something that's really going to explode your business. And our clients, as you know, are coming back 4 to 6 times for additional funding. But what I want to talk to you about is why bank verification is necessary. And this is usually the final step before what we do is some lenders do a funding call to go over what was signed. None of the A lenders do a funding call. A couple of our B and C lenders don't do a funding call. They do more of an ID verification. But before the funding can go out, we have to look at their bank statements month to date. Remember, this is November the 29th. We haven't even seen what's happened with your client during the entire month of November. So we don't really know what to expect. And that's why we have to do bank verification. When we do a funding bank verification process, we're looking for 4 things, guys. Number one, the underwriter's looking for a month-to-date revenue. They want to see, has it dropped drastically? I had this happen just over the last few days, and the lady is so upset and angry because she said I was approved, and now you're saying I'm not. And the bottom line is they are pre-approved, but until that bank verification is done, we can't help. In this particular situation, the revenue went from 50-some thousand a month all the way down to 9,000 in the month of November. Plus, it was negative in the bank account. So the month-to-date revenue matters. When it drops drastically, then the offer is going to change or be declined. It's just that simple, because they can't afford what they could have afforded all these other months. Now, there are situations where there's an issue why it dropped, and all of a sudden it can go back to next month, and I can the very next month do some add-on funding for them, but not when their current month is so negative. This really impacts files more when it's around the 15th of the month and forward, because up until then you're not really that concerned about month to date, but they are concerned about revenue that drops off the face of the earth. they're looking at NSFs. If that month they got tons of NSFs and a lot of negative bank days, that can kill the deal, because that means that they're really struggling for money and they're going to use this money to pay off negatives that they may have in their bank account. And then we're going to be looking for any funding that may occur during the month. And remember, we don't have their bank statement in our hands. So when we're looking for that funding that might have taken place, that means they're stacking. They're trying to get us to stack a deal and hope that we don't see it. And that's just not what we're going to do. Now, if they have enough revenue in there to warrant more positions, then they got to wait 30 days before they can reapply, so that we can then know ahead of time that they got that position, so that we can create a true underwriting profile on that particular client. And of course, the fourth thing is looking for whether or not the account's currently negative. There's not a lender on the planet that's going to fund a deal if they're way in their negative. Now, I've had situations very often actually where the client is currently negative, and most of the lenders will say, hey, wait, see if you can get them in the positive. I call them, they get put in the positive. But if they've been in the negative for weeks, then you can forget it. They're not going to get funding. So these are the things, the why bank verification is necessary, which is the step before the money's wired. There are two systems that we use for bank verification. The first system is called Decision Logic. That particular system works on almost every single financial institution out there. There's 21,000 that it works with. That includes a lot of the smaller banks, as well as some of the or most of the credit unions. But there are some real small credit unions throughout the country that not even this will work on, and we will have to do a manual login. And they're going to have to give us their username and password. And if it's not a large funding, we usually take a month to date as well. But Decision Logic, it was developed a long time ago, in 2008, actually, by an IBM executive. And it was put together after the 2008 financial crisis that everyone had. And it's a well-known way for verification to take place. Insurance companies, banks, other financial lending groups, they all use one of these systems. The second system is Plaid. Plaid is a very safe system. They have strict protocols. And remember, when we go in and we look at their bank account, these lenders are only with view only. They can't do anything as far as moving money around, taking money out. That's impossible for that to work. It just doesn't work that way. So being a view only can ensure them that it's safe, and your clients can actually look up Plaid. They can look up Decision Logic online, and they can see that it is an industry standard on how our clients, our lenders, are going to be able to use these systems in a safe manner. And not only that, but hold on, I want me to stop sharing here for a second. The lenders are already funding high risk deals. And when the client doesn't give us correct information, they're saying, hey, I haven't taken any funding, or they don't tell us that that they're negative in their bank account and have been most of the month. We have to find all that out, because then we have a true picture of what the underwriter has decided upon from the very beginning. When you have 2 or 3 different positions out there, it's very vital to do the bank verification for one reason only. You're already proven that you'll stack other clients on there on top of one another with lenders. And so we just want to make sure that our lender partners are safe, that they're going to be able to stay in business because they're funding what the profile looks like, not with a bunch of changes like revenue and that sort of thing. I have found that their lenders really want to fund people, They really do. An underwriter's job is to find issues if there are any. And some underwriters are unreasonable sometimes, it seems, but you have to understand that and take the trucking industry. I mean, when you got 53% of the funds out there that we put on the street, being some lenders losing that on trucking, it's just a losing deal. So they got to make sure that this is clean paper. And then we do the funding call. When they do the funding call, they're just going to go over all of the information that was presented to them in the agreement they signed, just to make sure that they totally understand. And as long as they don't say anything crazy after it gets through with that, like saying something crazy, like, hey, you know, I'm going to shut down for 2 months, so I'm going to be able to use this money to keep going. That's not why they loan money so you can shut down. They loan money so you can advance your business. So this was a quick highlight on bank verification. And again, that's probably where 60% of all the turn downs happen, is you get an offer and you go through the bank verification. And so what my team does is we tell the people, and I ask them up front, has your revenue changed drastically? Have you taken funding? And so many times they just say, no, we're fine. And they don't realize that we're going to be able to look at that, and we're going to be able to see that. And that can change offers like within minutes. And that does happen quite a bit of time. So are there any questions that you want me to run over about this at all? We have a couple questions.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a few hands up. Maria, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes, I just wanted to ask, if a client is turned down, like I had someone go through Bank Breezy, and in a matter of, I don't know, it was like 10 minutes, they were declined. And I just wanted to know if it's the income, like you're saying, they don't have the income requirement, would they then be sent to Giggle at that point? Or, because I just got an email saying they're declined, no further, the file's closed. So would they go back or be referred to Giggle?
Yep. Well, let me tell you, I mean, I don't know which file it is. You can certainly email me at Wade@Bank Breezy, and I can tell you, but we, before they ever go to lenders, sometimes they get turned down. I had one this morning. I know it wasn't your client, but it's somebody who is on here's client. And I looked at it, and they had blatantly changed the bank statement. It was altered, and I'm not even going to embarrass myself and send it to a lender. And they didn't even take the time to put the right forwarding amount of money to start the following months, and they didn't have them lined up. So that's one reason. Secondly, if we look at it on our team, and there's even $1 in the last 3 months under 5,000, if it's 4,999, I'm not going to get that funded anywhere. They have to go to Giggle. And then we also look at their negatives in their bank account. If they have, and this might have been one of yours, I don't know, but if they have like one this morning had like 17 NSS, and they had like 8 negative bank days. In most of those bank days were 2 months ago, but it doesn't matter. It's in the last 3 months. We can't send that in to a lender. They're not going to take over 4 negative days. Sometimes they'll take 5. So those are the things that'll happen. But also I can turn, we turn these things very quickly. We get them in, and then we may get back. If this is a fraudulent account or someone who has defaulted, it comes back incredibly quickly. I mean, within minutes, and everybody uses the same system to look at defaults, and they know that they're not going to fund it. So all of a sudden I'll get like 10 lenders at one time, all sending back default. So those are some of the reasons. But hey, you're welcome to send me that email, and I'll or call me, either one. But you can send me an email to Wade@Bank Breezy. Tell me the name of the file. I can promise you I can give you the reason, and you'll understand it.
Okay, thanks so much. And shout out to Harlequin. I called her, and and she explained some of what you're saying now. But I wanted to get on here as well and ask, and I reached out to Ellen as well. But yeah, they were very great in responding. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. And we have Christopher Sanchez. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, Wade, always a pleasure hearing you share with us your insights. I was just asked this question last week. This company was making $200,000 per month. They had a 30% drop in October. So far in November, their numbers are back up. They have no pending loans. And the reason they asked me this question is because they heard also that with a drop like that, they would not be eligible for a $100,000 loan. And I says, well, you know what? Here's the website. We can go through this process. And they go, you know what? We don't want to do that. We don't want a background check yet. Can you just ask that question?
Yeah. Oh, let me tell you, if they've got a really good reason, let's say that they had a flood in the business, or they had COVID during a couple of weeks, and we look at the all I would do is maybe ask them for the last 6 months of bank statements, or not even ask them that, because as long as I can explain it to an underwriter before I send it, Chris, it's when I don't have any explanation and it drops off, then they're going to use that as part of the calculation of what they're doing on a monthly average, and that's what they're going to go by. But if anytime there's a situation like that, I just have to have the information, and then once I've got the information, it's I can give them that answer very quickly.
Okay, thank you so much, Wade.
Okay, thanks.
All right. And last but not least, we have Harlequin. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, happy Wednesday, Wade. A quick question for you. It's not related to what you were discussing today, but I have a line of credit client that I was looking at what they've been doing over the last year, and they have not taken out any money since the beginning of January. Is there a time period as for, or a number of times that they need to use that line of credit to keep it active?
No, there really isn't. But if they go a year without using it, they're going to be contacted, and they're going to need to take a draw, even if it's only $1,000.
Okay.
But they've got this as long as they stay current on the payments. It's not going to go away. They don't call and just cancel it like a bank does.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because
Thank
I've
you.
got a message into the client for something else, but gonna see if they want some health care.
There you go. Hey, great,
Yeah.
great job.
Okay. Awesome. Thank
Thank
you. I
you.
appreciate it.
All righty.
Looks like one more hand popped up. So we have Randall Jackson. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, Wade, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, buddy, happy belated birthday. I hope you enjoyed yourself and had a great time, and I hope you ate a bunch of food.
Yeah, I did. Unfortunately, I did.
I'm the new kid on the block. I think I'm about a week old, something like that. But I am very familiar with various businesses, and we have clients, if you will, that are brand new startups and people who are existing business owners. What I would like to know is when we're looking at $5,000 a month income minimum, well, $5,000 a month income for that particular bank, is that considered a bank Breezy potential account? And if they're $3,000 per month, is that the other banking platform that you oversee as well? How does that work?
Well, it's got to be at least 3,000 for Giggle to even look at, and honestly, it's got to be over 10,000 for us to really look at. However, sometimes clients don't tell the truth, and it gets to us, and I can still get someone under 10,000 funded, but not under 5,000. What I'm saying, when I was making that comment about the 5,000, I was saying that they may have dropped to, let's say they got a 10,000, 15,000 in 1 month, it dropped to 4,900. Well, that's not going to work. But if it dropped to 5,000, I can still get that funded, and you can use all that. So I can come up with an average. But if they have 1 month below that, their only choice is to go to Giggle as long as they've got over 3,000.
Okay, because what I wanted to clarify, and thank you for that.
And by the way, for a start, I'm sorry to interrupt, but on the startups, they need to be in business 4 to 6 months, or they're not going to get any offers.
Okay, 4 to 6 months, got it. I noticed on our platform, on the DAC platform, that we have an opportunity to help someone get an instant funding, like for gig workers. And that information was saying that it's 3,000. So that's where I was a bit, yeah. What is that?
That's the Giggle program. They can get up to 10,000 in 10 minutes or less with the Giggle program, and they got to be doing at least 3,000.
Okay. And last but not least, I have a client that I'm looking to get funded. She has a nonprofit organization. She's looking to build homes for homeless veterans and provide resources for them as well. She has a huge vision, very astute business lady, but I don't know where to go to help her to get some funding. Is there anything we can do if she's currently got revenues that she can show, banking statements that she is generating revenues through her business? Is there anything we can do to help her?
Yeah, I mean, we can fund nonprofits if at least 50% of all their revenue comes in from something other than donations. And secondly, they're going to have to be doing, north of 20,000 a month before anybody's going to take them. And number three, they're going to have to get a board resolution with the folks on the board signed that says they're legally allowed to enter, or the board allows them to enter a funding agreement of any sorts.
Okay. Yeah. Since I'm new on this, there's several nonprofits looking to quote profit, but not profit. So I just want to make sure I have the details when I approach these good people, so I can at least sound like I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, as far as getting them some additional revenue. So right now, 20 grand and minimum monthly, and you've got to go to the board to get a resolution that you are able to receive funding. Is that correct?
Correct. That is correct. And that at least 50% has got to be revenue that's generated outside of donations.
Okay. Cool beans.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Randall. And Amy B, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Good morning, everybody. I am so grateful for your platform and this affiliate program. I decided to leave corporate America after 25 years of being a mortgage professional. And I really, I can't say how happy I am that you're giving people the opportunity to do this. Thank you. I also used to be a nightclub manager and manage most of these clubs here in Austin on 6th Street. And I have a big following here. Would you guys be interested in doing some events in Austin with me?
Well, you would need to talk to David and go to support at David Allen Capital and ask him about that. And you can copy me, Wade at Bank Breezy. It just depends on the number that we're going to be talking to. I mean, I'm not going to fly out there for just, a few handful, but David is planning on doing events all over the United States. So, hey, give us more information and let's talk.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amy.
Awesome. Amy and I can chat over those emails as well to you so that you have them. And then Christopher Sanchez, you'll be our last question. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Wade, do you see in 2024 if we will be offering Bank Breezy services in Canada?
We already do.
Oh, I thought we had stopped offering that over here.
No, we will take Canadian. I will tell you, we only got 2 lenders that here's the problem. In Canada, they want to pay, 5 to 6 points, 7 points. Some of them will pay more, most of them are that. And then that's Canadian, based on Canadian dollars, which when you get a funding, it's 70 to 72% of what the actual funding is when you convert it to US. So it's too aggravating. And unless those deals are unless we go out and say, hey, and the minimum really in Canada is 15,000 in funding.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, guys, I really appreciate you having me on again today. And I just hope that I gave you a little nugget of information that you can use. And you guys have a great rest of the week. God bless.